allow us to investigate the potency of this final wall. Thank you to our final patrons, Riddle 4765, Midnight Lord, and Sean. Another thank you to our $3 members, What Kind of Plays, and Riddle 4765. Another very big thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha and Idemokami. Another very big thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. Now, we're on this breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 220 of Blue Loco, which is known as Seesaw Game. Please remember to leave your own side of the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that little notification bell to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also I do have a Patreon down below where you can support for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, let's hop into the live reaction. What's up, guys? Pencil here, and here we are to do a live reaction to chapter 220 of Blue Loco, which is known as Seesaw Game. And to say the very least, I'm a little bit excited for this chapter because a lot of stuff is up in the air right now. You know what I'm talking about? Who gonna score? Is there even gonna be a goal this chapter? What's Aiku gonna do? What's Isagi gonna do with the mud boat waiting for him right there on the side? Is Yuki Maya gonna cook? What's gonna be on and popping in this chapter? That's the question, and that's what I'm trying to find out. So let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Fun fact, I have it on me, and I keep it on me at all times. And of course, since this is peak lock, oh yeah, we're pre-denoting worthiness because it's peak lock. It's peak every week. It's kind of just the natural nature of this manga in particular that I still to this day, like as much as I love Four Knights, as much as I love JJK, as much as I love Black Clover, My Hero Academia, as much as I love all those other series that I consistently review and talk about, not a single one of them has really been hitting, like, they dropping nothing but bangers every single week, like Blue Lock, at least in my opinion. So I'm going to keep pre-drawing. It's pre-drawn, but let's see. Maybe I overreacted. Maybe this finally will break the streak of Blue Lock being peak. Highly doubt it, though. I don't know. Highly doubt it. But let's see. Let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. First things first, we got this juicy, girthy looking color page, and I did see the full page. So I know Aiku's cut off here. Aiku, fantastic as always. This is just, I'm assuming this is what happened the night before. I guess this is right before the game that's currently going on where they dyed Baro's hair. And I guess Aiku doubles as a barber. Interesting. Like it would make more sense to me if it was Aryu who was doing it, because we know he loves his hair. Like he came to Chigiri when he first saw him, was like, "Yo, what you got in that? What you got in them locks of yours, bro? Like, what you doing? What you cooking up with right now?" So like I thought it would be Aryu, but no, Aiku's about the business. He got the clippers on. Like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. Like the bald incident of this year was not in particular, that was not my fault. But like when I went beardless for a while, that was a pure mistake. That was me literally trying to just I couldn't see my barber that week, but I was looking really, really rough. So I was like, hold on, let me just try and do it myself. I shaved my whole beard off by accident. So like being a barber is difficult. So shout out to my boy Aiku for being a 19-year-old best defender in all of Japan and also a really good barber. Knows how to use hair dye. That is very, very impressive. Shout out to my boy Nico being like the angle. Nico's the barber, like, how do you like your cut? Huh? You do? Good. Get out of my chair. Like, that's what Nico's doing right here. Are you in the background? Like, I thought he said he helped. Maybe he did. Maybe he blow-dried Baro's hair or something, but this ain't helping, are you? What are you doing over there? You look like you're trying to sing into the mirror. But Sendo's a redhead. Huh. Not sure how I feel, but I feel the same. But then again, unlike Rin, like notably, I thought Rin had black hair and blue eyes. I thought he was literally just bigger Isagi. But then I found out he had green, and I was like, it's all right. Like, don't get me wrong, Rin's design isn't something that like has me double taken in terms of the coloration. There was another series that was like that. I think when I first started reading My Hero Academia, which is weird because I think I saw the anime first. I have no idea how I got this confused. I thought Uraraka was blonde for the longest time. So when I finally saw her on a color page or in the anime, and she had brown hair, I was like, whoa, why? And I guess that's my same thing here with Sendo. Like, I thought Sendo was also blonde. Like, I don't know. I don't get the red anywhere. Like, notably, well, then again, Baro's red is a bit deeper and more saturated than Sendo's red here, but that's a color that really looks almost off to me. Like, it doesn't match the design, but that's just because I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it at all. So that explains why my brain's like, Sendo's looking off. Though technically that's just his design. I think this is the first time we've ever seen him colored, because, you know, Sendo. AKA unimportant. Like, hey, I'm sorry, all two of you Sendo fans out there, your characters are relevant, and stupid, and ugly. He's not ugly. He is not ugly, but I don't care about him. It's interesting that he has red hair, and I like that he's sweeping up the hair. Though I wonder, like, what did they really do? Like, I don't know. I guess maybe they trimmed off the tips of Baro's hair a bit, but Baro's hair has always been long. Like, as long as the hair gel can, like, keep it up, there's no real reason to trim it down. And I ain't gonna lie, Baro don't really got much of a hairline. So like, I wonder what Aiku was really trimming off there, but I guess maybe just to incorporate the red better. But enough of the color page. Let's hop right into the chapter itself. All right. Isagi. Sorry. I should keep doing it like that. But Isagi. Isagi's goal seemingly goes up in smoke as Aiku successfully outreads him. But suddenly, out of nowhere, Yukimaya comes to the rescue with only a split second to decide what is Isagi's next move. So, I will admit, I put my hand up, I admit, I was a little bit harsh in the 219 review where I was like, Isagi's going to give up his ego and ideology and stuff like that if he passes here. But once again, you guys are right. Like, this is just the logical thing to do. Aiku is way more dominant physically than Isagi. Isagi's not getting past Aiku in a one-on-one, and Aiku literally, as the chapter just said, outread him. So him passing Yukimaya here, it kind of makes sense, and still, that doesn't automatically mean he loses the competition with Kaiser. Once again, it would be beating Kaiser as a playmaker, because once again, he's the one who's getting the assist here, and he already has a goal. So that would be like 2 goals that are 100% his fault. So he's winning, currently within this game, he is beating Kaiser as a striker, because he scored a goal where Kaiser hasn't, and he already beat him as a playmaker last game, but he could beat him again as a playmaker in this game too, to combo on and then hopefully get the final goal. Though admittedly, even if Yukimaya scores here and bada bing bada boom, Isagi doesn't get the goal and Kaiser then scores, then Isagi still technically won, because sure, he didn't prove himself better as a striker, just equal goal to goal, but he got a goal and he got an assist. So that's a striker and playmaker combo that overall makes Isagi more valuable in the match, just by sheer stat-wise. And of course, there are a lot of extenuating circumstances for that, like, you know, Lorenzo hawking down Kaiser, like it's the last thing he can do. So sure, like looking at it from a meta-narrative level, or not even a meta-narrative level, just like judging it game-wise, Isagi's allowed a lot more freedom than Kaiser is, because like, sure, Nico's a good defender and all, Aiku's a very good defender and all, but they aren't new Gen World 11 defenders, so Kaiser's being locked down extremely by someone of a much higher caliber than Kaiser has to deal with on his own, essentially, because Ness is, like, pretty much worthless. And a lot of the rest of the team, the only other person supporting Kaiser right now is Grim. Like, Isagi now, even if indirectly, has some decent support. He has Raichi. He has Corona. He has, in this case now, Yukimaya. So, like, obviously, Isagi has a lot more going for him, where, meanwhile, Grim and Ness are not Metavision users. They don't have the ability to comprehend Metavision plays or anything like that. They can't do the same things that Yukimaya, Raichi, and Corona can do. They just can't. So, thusly, Isagi's in a much more advantageous position. So, if I were like, judging it, if Kaiser scores at all in this game, I'd have to give him credit, because he's getting past Lorenzo, a new Gen World 11 defender, all on his own, essentially. I would have to give him that. However, just by sheer value, if we're going by the way BM functions, it's like, you gotta have the numbers. The circumstances don't really matter. A goal and an assist will always be more valuable than just one goal. So, I can definitely see this being chalked up to Kaiser's L if Isagi manages to pass and score here. That's the real question. Because, I mean, like, I guess we could, because this is, ironically enough, despite, you know, Kunigami being the wild card, this is realistically Yukimaya's arc alongside Isagi and Kaiser's. So him scoring again makes sense. We know he has the mix-up, he has the 50-50 shot now, where he's either going to gyro shot you, or he's going to sword screw you. That sounds he's going to sword screw you. Beware. I know some people really want to be sword screwed by Yukimaya, though, so, you know, to each their own, but that is now an option in his kit. You have, I mean, maybe there's a tell. I'm not sure. I'd have to review how he like shoots the ball, but like, I don't think there's a pretty obvious tell on which one it's going to be. He pretty much shoots the exact same way. So the idea of a gyro versus the idea of a sword screw, two different things. That's a 50-50. So Yuki Maya has a really good shot of scoring here if Isagi can get the ball to him. So I think the logical player in Isagi, obviously he went into this game being told by Noah, Ayo, be logical, think, get that brain going. Don't be worthless, get that brain going. Don't be getting each other's way. I think the logical step for Isagi here, especially as a Metavision user, as someone who puppeteers the field, like he compared himself directly to Rin, as Rin used to play, a guy who has to puppeteer the field, wield the future properly, use the pieces he has properly. All Yuki Maya is a piece. A boat to carry Isagi to victory against Kaiser, and obviously against, I've been talking like it's just all Isagi versus Kaiser, but also against Ubers, a victory against Ubers. A goal is a goal, and going 2-1 instead of being 1-1 is always going to be better. So I think the logical step that doesn't necessarily sacrifice anything other than a goal for Isagi would be to, get up in there and get in where he can fit in order to get that goal through Yuki Maya. So I do think it would make sense for Isagi to pass here. Let's see. Nice positioning. He filled up the space right where Kunigami vacated. What a godsend. No. But to pass here, I can still shoot. No, I can't. If I lose the ball here, we're absolutely going to get hit on the counter. Yeah. Oh, but that's pretty impressive. So it looks like Isagi trapped the ball, or not trapped, he didn't receive it, but like he stopped the ball with his back heel and like is actually decently strong enough to at least stall Aiku for half a second. That's pretty impressive. Like Aiku's a beefy boy. I got the Googler on me, so let me see if I can pull up Aiku's stat chart real quick. Let me see. I think Aiku, he's 6 something, right? Like I know Isagi's like 5'9". I think our boy is, he's 6'3". Don't have his weight, but like he's 6'3", and Isagi is, hold on, I believe 5'9", but let me double check. 6'3" versus Yoichi Isagi. Shout out to the wiki. 6'3" versus 5'9". That's a 6-inch difference. And 6 inches can be. Now, let me stop. But there's a 6-inch difference that Isagi's going to have to work through right here. And on top of that, he's not just working through that. He's also working through the fact that Aiku has like 6 inches worth of girth. I don't mean it like that. But like, kind of like, essentially, usually the taller you are, the more you're gonna weigh. And especially considering the kind of build that Aiku has. He's not an RU. He's not like tall and slender. No. Aiku's tall and built. So however much Isagi weighs, at 6 inches and extra pounds of muscle on for Aiku. So the fact that he's able to hold Aiku off at all, that's very impressive. That's a testament to Isagi's gains now. And I know it's probably not for long. It's probably for just a split second, but even still, Aiku was charging at him pretty much full force last chapter. Like, he was sprinting towards Isagi. That was not he was like running at him. So Isagi being able to stop his momentum, or at least stall it slightly, super duper impressive, and shows how much stronger Isagi's got. And now I think if he's like got that level of strength, I don't think someone like Sei could like light tackle him anymore. I think he has a solid enough foundation and core to hold himself up, even if Sei were to do that light, not foul tackle. So once again, Metavision current manga Isagi would be an invaluable asset in the U20 game if we were to like somehow drop him back in time. But let's see. If that's the case, then passing is the more rational option. Yeah. That's just the unfortunate thing here, right? Because like, see, like the only reason I was like so adamant on the idea that this is kind of like a regression for Isagi is, remember what the series started with. It started with Isagi passing to someone and then them failing to score, and then they lost because of that. So this isn't an exactly equal scenario. Obviously, it was a 1v1 between the goalkeeper and Isagi in the first game that we ever see him in with the rest of his school, and also that goalkeeper was nowhere near the level of Aiku or whoever the current Uber's goalkeeper is. So that's an entirely different level, for one. And two, the circumstances are entirely different. Like, there's literally no way for Isagi to score here. Like, in the first instance, he could have hypothetically taken the shot. Like, that's what's implied about that moment. Like, he could straight up take the shot, and he may have won right there, but he didn't. He passed. So that's different compared to here, where if he doesn't pass, they lose the ball. And no, they won't immediately lose and, like, get burnt on a counter. They could get burnt on a counter and then be down 1-2, which is something that isn't something that Isagi would obviously want. And once again, just thinking about it logically, as he says, passing is more rational. Rationally, no matter what happens, if Yukimaya scores here, Isagi wins. He beats Kaiser this game, even if Kaiser scores. And that's a possible timeline where Isagi doesn't get the second goal too. Like, it could be Isagi, Yukimaya, Isagi, where he gets the goal right after that. And then Kaiser just loses fully, like playmaker and striker. He just takes the fattest L because he gets no assists and no goals. So realistically, this is just a sacrifice that Isagi has to make. It's a logical sacrifice play. Like, how have you ever, like, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes, and by sometimes I mean almost like literally all the time, in fighters, my best character is Trunks. It just is Trunks. My level of play skyrockets whenever I am on Trunks. I've played other characters for a while now. Like, I'm super duper used to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I'm super duper used to Base Vegeta. I'm super duper used to Bardock. I'm super duper used to Machin 21, Android 18, Cell. Like, darn near half the cast, and I really think about it in fighters. I play a bunch of characters, and I'm used to all of them. I've played a lot of time with them. I know combos with them, mix-ups, all of that. Some of them definitely have better level 3s or easier level 3s with mix and stuff like that. But even still, I know, usually, if I need to win, I'm going to win Trunks. I've pulled off insane things with Trunks. Come reverse 3-1, reverse, or not even reverse, soloing, just bringing Trunks early and just mollywhopping people with assists. Like, I've done it before, and I've had moments where, like, oh, I don't want to sacrifice this character. I would rather keep them alive for the assist, but I know it wouldn't be worth wasting Spark on them because they got, like, 10% health left. And if I bring in Trunks should get a whole bunch of damage, and I could lose the opportunity to use Spark on him. And level 3 sparking Trunks with the 50-50 built-in auto combo mix-up is kind of crazy. And I know how to do combos based off that can do, like, it get literally 80%. Like, I can take 80% of your life bar if you get mixed by the Change the Future. If you get hit with Change the Future and if you are in the corner, I mix you with the 50-50 and I slam you up against that wall, bada bing, bada boom, you're gonna take some hefty damage there. But to reach that state, to reach that optimal place where I have that 50-50, where I have that combo that can take 80% of your life with level 3 sparking and limit break, I need to let that character die, even if I don't want to. And this is the case where Isagi's in. He really does not want to pass the ball. You can tell it's in him. He does not want to give up that character. He does not want to pass the ball. But he knows in this moment, he has a much higher chance. The probability, the rational thing to do here is to give up that opportunity to score and give it to somebody else, because that will guarantee him something close to victory, or at least nearly guarantee him. Just like I don't always win. I don't always pull out with Trunks level 3 sparking limit break and win. I've lost games like that before where I probably should have spent the spark early. I probably should have swapped in Trunks early. But logically, this is a higher chance to score, a higher chance to win. So we saw you passing here. Makes sense in the context of his character, how he works. Being I kind of say he just has the eyes of the Lord. It's a regular, I slide a little regular reference there. But he is the arbiter of the field. He does judge what is viable and non-viable through his metavision. So thusly passing here makes sense. But I see it. I see it. I see it. It's always been behind me. The possibilities for Lorenzo are, yeah, I knew it. Oh Lord. But the moment I saw the like, yo, I knew it. I knew that man was coming out the cut somewhere. Gosh darn it. There we go, Isagi. Where's your metavision on that one? No, but I can't even blame him for that. The only reason I assume that Isagi didn't notice Lorenzo is because he probably just had it built into his head. Lorenzo's on Kaiser. Lorenzo is on Kaiser. So Lorenzo isn't on Kaiser anymore. Where's Kaiser? Yo, is Kaiser? I haven't gotten very far into the chapter. I don't even see Kaiser anywhere. Is Kaiser about to snap? Is Kaiser about to go? Because Lorenzo ain't on Kaiser no more. And Aiku's on Isagi. Nico's still being held up by Raichi. Where's Aryu? Aryu's right there, right behind you. Who's going to be guarding Kaiser? Sendo? Yo, Kaiser's about to go crazy. I can feel it now. Kaiser's about to go crazy, dog. Because Kaiser's not here. Kaiser's not present. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, y'all. Things they gotta go crazy. Because wait. One, okay, it's cool to see here. Excellent pass, egoist. All right. So he knows what's up. He about to get in there. But Lorenzo came on the cut. I'm taking this last pass. Okay. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo coming out the cut. Oh, he's just so lanky though. I'm sorry. I still cannot get fully behind Lorenzo's design. Like, out of the new Gen World 11 that we've seen so far, he does have my least favorite design. But like, it's not like he's going up against extreme competition. And Toshisei just has a really solid, I'd say relatively basic design, but a really solid design. And I really like his like Awakened or Flow S aesthetics where he has the numbers. I think that's just way cooler to me than the, the mouth tattoo and the zombie aesthetic. And Kaiser's just Kaiser. Like, Kaiser's just super well designed. Like, that's Nomura Sensei snapped on Kaiser. Or I'm actually not sure how that works. Because like, I wonder if Kaneshiro Sensei, the actual writer of Blue Lock, I wonder if he like has any input on what the character, does he like go to Nomura, the artist, and be like, hey, I want a character with gold hair, blue highlights, blue eyes, a rose tattoo, reaching up his arm and going around his neck. Like, I want all of that, and then Nomura just has to like put it to page, or does like, because I know with the case of like One and Murata for the One Punch Man manga that's published in Viz, One is technically a manga webcomic artist. It's just that he's drawn everything. That's the thing. He's drawn everything out before, and Murata's just adapting it with his artistic talents, aka, I think it's not a controversial. I don't think it's a controversial take at all to say One has the best manga art. Is it really I think the Berserk fans would be the only ones that would have like an issue with that. But I haven't read Berserk fully. I've seen a lot of Berserk art though, and I know Berserk art is crazy, but like, have you seen Murata? like have you seen what Murata has produced? He does his own color pages sometimes too, and even they're crazy. Like, he scrapped like a whole 47 pages, and those 47 pages didn't look ugly. They were gorgeous. Like, Murata's insane. Murata's insane in terms of the artistry, to a point where like, I'd say, like, I know MHA. Well, I'd say Hori is technically above Nomura. I love Blue Lock. I love its art. I love its aesthetics. But like, I would put Horikoshi like definitively above Nomura. But like, the gap between Horikoshi, who in my opinion right now, with Dr. Stone ending and Boichi not producing any manga right now within Weekly Shonen Jump, I don't think. I'd say in terms of sheer artistic quality, Hori is unmatched within the current running of Shonen Jump. But if you throw Murata in there, Murata's in like an entire, there may be like a tier in between the gap of Murata and Horikoshi. That's how big the gap is. And I know that sounds crazy to say, because like, you know Horikoshi's art. That man is different when it really comes down to it. If you want to talk about that. When Hori snaps, ow, why did that hurt my thumb? Ow, why did that hurt my thumb? Ow, I like when Hori, sorry, that really hurt my thumb. But when he snaps, he goes buku bonkers with his art. But even still, like, average Murata is peak Horikoshi, and peak Murata is in an entirely different league than pretty much every artist out there. So I would say that, and all of that's to say, I wonder, like, when it comes to designing these characters and what the motion should be like and how the field looks, how much of it is done by just Nomura essentially interpreting what Kaneshiro sends him script-wise? Like, how much is just raw? Because, like, One Punch Man has a general structure. Murata enhances it. He adds a lot more to it. But still, One Punch Man is a webcomic that existed, I think it's still going on, before the manga, that Murata can reference and look at for how choreography and characters are supposed to look and the general idea and stuff like that. And meanwhile, I'm not sure, like, how much of any sort of sketching or pre-work is done by Kaneshiro Sensei. I think Nomura may just have to, like, spitball it. Like, you know how with the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga, like, essentially Toriyama just gives them like, here are general things that need to happen within this arc. Here's the main villain, a couple sketches for him, the plot structure, all that. Here's this. Figure it out. Like, I don't think it's like that because Kaneshiro literally is the writer, but it's got to be something close to that where Kaneshiro just gives like general ideas and the more is like, I guess I'll interpret it this way. I would really love to learn more about that. But let's see. I'll be taking this. Chow time. My boy. My boy. Look at him. Look at him. And his forehead ain't massive. Just, he has a lot of hair. He actually kind of looks like a lion there, ironically enough. But let's see. So yeah, he completely blocked off Yukimaya, which is crazy because Yukimaya is the 1v1 emperor. Like, that was his big thing, that he was unstoppable in 1v1s, but not Lorenzo unstoppable. Not New Gen World 11 unstoppable. Lorenzo, seriously? He's a Oh, this chapter's gonna be worthy. I see him. You can't hide him from me. Because I scrolled too far. But you can't hide him from me. I see him. I see it. I see it. It's always been inside of me. Kaiser's possibilities are never ending. Okay. Okay, so Lorenzo's showing up. He has stopped Yukimaya. That is just verbatim. Yukimaya, he's cooked. He's not cooked in a bad way. It's not like Yukimaya was like sauced on by Lorenzo in any real way, shape, or form. But like, look at him. Look at bro. Look at bro. He has no hope against Lorenzo. If Kaiser has no hope against Lorenzo, which is what he noted last chapter, there's no way on this good green earth that Yukimaya has any chance against Lorenzo. I'm sorry. I know 1v1s, Yukimaya fans, I know that was his specialty, but like, that was his specialty against other Blue Lockers and like people of Japan. Lorenzo is clearly different. It's to the point where Kaiser even flat out acknowledges like, yo, bro's amped. Wherever he was before, he is now amped. So Lorenzo, that's an unstoppable wall. Kind of like Aiku was the final wall. But we see. Finally took your eyes off me. I've been waiting for this moment. I love my... Yo. I'm sorry, yo. Like, I definitely understand why people don't like Kaiser. Or Michael, as some of y'all refer to him as. But, like, he's just, like... he's kind of like, who's that one character from that other series? That is just like, is that a spoiler? Is his existence in the series a spoiler? I'm not going to mention it. But there's a character from a series that I read every week who also, he just feels like it's like they went in a lab and was like, here, how can we make the coolest character possible? And they just like took every single generic cool thing and shoved it into a character, gave it a cool design. It was like, here, you're gonna like this. And I fell into the trap. I liked it. Shock horror. I liked it. And that's kind of how I feel with Kaiser. It feels like I can feel the manipulation, bro. Like I can feel Nomura and Kaneshiro Sensei reaching into my brain and being like, you're going to like Kaiser. You're going to love Kaiser. Kaiser is love. Kaiser. Like they're turning me into Ness. Like wait till my ankles get flexible and I'll be in the manga myself supporting Kaiser. Because that's how he's well designed. He's super cool. He's about the business. I'm ready, bro. And look at this. Bro is still not even sweating. We still have not seen bro sweat once. There's not been a single sweat mark, not a single smear mark on this man. He is still just vibing. But let's see, bro. What is he gonna do? But now he's open, right? Like there's nothing stopping him. All the defenders are locked up. Unless Lorenzo can quickly pivot off of Yukimaya and get to, because like, no, though. Kaiser's about to receive the ball. Because the ball, he kind of did, ironically enough, he kind of did what Isagi did to Nagi when way back in first selection when Shigiri and Zantetsu were about to have another race, where Nagi was like, guess who's here? And he was about to stop it. And then Isagi came and was like, I bet you ain't doing that. Not right here, not right now. And shut him down then. This is kind of like what Kaiser's doing right now, where essentially Lorenzo was like, hi, my ball. We're going to score now. Instead, Kaiser's like, hi, it's not actually your ball. It's actually my ball. And this is the chance I've been waiting for. So I don't know. Kaiser, he's gonna pretty much be able to cook pretty freely now. Because the only person who's 100% free for the moment, if they can move fast enough, is Ryu. Because Isagi still got Aiku. Raichi still has Nico. Kunigami. Sweet mother of mercy. Who knows where Kunigami is? He may just be running off the Za right now. And I think that's it. Like, it's only Ryu. because everyone else is taken. Like, I have no idea. Kaiser really is allowed free reign right now. It would be really, because what's Kaiser? The Emperor. And what is Barrow? The King. That would be the only unbelievably metal thing if Barrow himself was like, fine. Purpose will be video. Fine. I'll do it myself. And he pulls up and he's like, Kaiser, I can't let you do this, dog. Maybe that's the only thing I could see happening, but I don't think Barrow's anywhere nearby. I think he's still if I had to take a guess, considering they're so close to the penalty box, it might as well just be right on top of it. I'm assuming Barrow's waiting at the midfield. He's probably just waiting right there for the ball to come to him. If I had to take a guess, I highly doubt he's going to be lurking around like that. And besides, Kaiser should be faster than Barrow. Kaiser's stats are just way higher than Barrow. I think Barrow was confirmed in extra materials to be an overall 92. Kaiser is a 98? so I believe his speed is much higher than Barrow, so I think it's too late. I think this is kind of just a Kaiser goal locked in now, but let's see. Kaiser, he got me. Did he outread me? My entire thought process? He used me to get Lorenzo off of him. He saw everything. Everyone out here. So Kaiser, okay, that's very interesting. So Kaiser's metavision in this moment is superior to Isagi's. That's just it. He read all the Carfax. Every last one. Like animals. He read them all like animals. Legitimately. That's crazy. And notably, I wonder if they're still just equal. Because I put it as Isagi's metavision was based on the previous game a tier higher than Kaiser's, because he didn't just read oh, I know all the players' stats. Here's the most logical way for them to move in accordance to these stats. Boom, boom. Isagi was reading, okay, I know all the player stats. Here's what the logical thing is for them to do. But also, based on what I know of their personalities, here's what they would do logically within the parameters set up by the current conditions of the game. I thought that Isagi's metavision was higher, but no. Kaiser had a higher point. He was able to read this entire situation and get within the perfect spot, which is crazy. That is very impressive for Kaiser, but it makes sense. He's a way more experienced metavision user, and who knows? Sure, Isagi unlocked it pretty quickly, but who knows how long Kaiser's had metavision. So he has way more experience with it. He probably had a better vantage point than Isagi. Isagi was just talking about last chapter how Nico got a little bit lost in his own songs. You know what I'm talking about? We know that kind of just got lost in there. So maybe this is the case where Kaiser just Millie rocked on any block all over Isagi with his extra experience, his extra knowledge on how to use metavision, his higher level of efficiency, and just generally better stats. It seems like Kaiser just had everything that Isagi can ever dream of in this scenario. So Kaiser, yeah, I'm 100% buying into the fact that Kaiser is going to be a late game antagonist. I think we're going to see BM in the U20 World Cup. I think that's the case, because with all that's left is Ubers and PXG. I don't see Isagi fully, properly. He may beat Kaiser this game somehow as a striker in some major way. Isagi may get the final goal, and that would technically be beating Kaiser. But I think overall, Kaiser is a late game antagonist. Sure, he's playing around now. He's having fun with Isagi. He's called Isagi big enough to devour. But how Sei was a end game tier character that was introduced relatively early on. I believe Sei is, but then again, he can't be really much of an antagonist unless he's still playing for Spain. But with that being the case, I believe Sei is still going to be relevant. It's weird saying power-wise in a football manga, but he's going to be relevant power-wise far into the future, to a point where he may play on the U20 team, because I see a lot of people including him on their team comps. Or he's going to be an antagonist somehow later on. And I think he'd still be viable, even with all the power creep that's happened up to this point. And it feels like Kaiser's in that realm too, where Kaiser may be beaten and he may work with Isagi within the parameters of the Neo Egotist League, but Isagi's not actually going to surpass him here. I don't see him surpassing Kaiser realistically anytime soon. I think Kaiser's just too him. He's just too him. And Kaiser Impact, plus Metavision, plus what I assume is probably Predator, all that, I think Kaiser's just too him. But let's see how him he is. Got metadated. Love the term. It's not over yet. Oh, look who it is. I forgot Sendo was even here. I mean, he was on the color page. We've seen, except for Baro, we've seen every character from the color page now. Interesting. Look at Sendo about to come in. In these situations, it's my job to press. Okay. I see it. You can't hide from me. That meta ball. The balls that are meta. Like, I see that. I see the meta. So interesting. That's interesting. I'll talk about that in a bit. But, so this is, everything is within Snuffy's parameters. That's crazy. Like, and once again, I understand that Snuffy is an extremely experienced soccer player, and obviously on a completely different, he's one of the 5 masters for a reason. Don't get me wrong, I get that. But the fact that this situation is just, oh yeah, we know what to do here. Like, in the very specific scenario where Aiku is locking down a striker, Nico is being held off by another midfielder, and Lorenzo's unavailable, stopping another scoring opportunity, Sendo is immediately available to press. Like, that kind of foresight for scenarios this specific is impressive. And the ability to memorize all that is very, very impressive for the player's part. Like, yeah, sure, you can make a plan, but the ability to remember that plan on top of the other plan, on top of the other plan, on the other plan, on the other plan, on the other plan, like the 50 different plans that you probably got told, and the many different scenarios to immediately respond almost with like muscle memory to do that, super duper impressive. I couldn't do that. Like, oh man, like I could remember, then again, I was much younger. So my brain probably was not on the same processing level, or I didn't have the same processing power. But like, I remember when my coach would used to draw plays whenever I played soccer, and I would be like, I got about half of that. And by the time I get on the field, I'll have like none of that. so maybe I'm not the sharpest spoon in the kitchen shed though. So maybe this is just normal, and I'm assuming it's probably normal in the professional world where you memorize all these different plans. But even still, it's very impressive to me that Sendo's here already automatic, ready to press, based on the fact that this was something that Snuffy predicted would happen. But based on the fact that we're seeing my boy Kaiser with the metavision eyes here, I think he also foresaw this. Which is once again crazy. Because, like, here's the thing. Snuffy knew that Kaiser could get in this situation and thus built a plan to counter Kaiser. But Kaiser knows that Snuffy knows that Kaiser could possibly get in this situation, and thusly is able to use metavision to outread and overwhelm this scenario. That's crazy. That's like, you know how you have all those memes where people are like, oh, I knew what you were thinking, but did you know that I knew that you knew what I was thinking? But in reality, no, it's not that you knew that I knew that you were thinking what I was thinking, but actually you knew that I knew that you knew that I knew that you would know that I knew that you were thinking. Like, there's pretty much a scenario like that where Kaiser just reads and look at that. That's crazy. So that's not just like a shot fake, which is what this appears to be, right? Like, in order to drag Sendo in using the metavision, in order to do that, what Kaiser ended up doing was not just obviously doing that, but he ended up swinging, like full swing, like he's about to use Kaiser impact, but instead he tapped the ball. Like so essentially, instead of swinging all the way through with his foot, he stopped perfectly, bounced the ball up, and presumably is about to pivot on his foot. Very impressive. And notably, he leaps into the air immediately, too. Like, he's not even on the ground with his left foot anymore. Nah, bro is in the air when he tapped that. Like, that is, once again, the impressive feats of physical body control, I suppose that's what you would call it. Like, just the sheer ability to know how your body moves, the spatial awareness required to do that is crazy. I don't think I have the best spatial awareness, but I think I have like half decent spatial awareness. Like, my spider sense will tingle. Like, I don't know. I go for walks all the time, and my neighborhood has a lot of trees in it. So like, and obviously being a person in the modern era, I'm pretty consistently on my phone, whether it be responding to comments, working on a script or something like that, or responding to text and stuff like that. So occasionally my spatial awareness, my Sharingan and spider senses will kick in, and I'll like step out of the way of a tree or dodge a tree or duck, or like I'll react to things weirdly. Like, so I remember my friends, like, it came to a point where my friends would just throw things at me, and I would like or catch things. Because, you know, sometimes I was a little bit like that, but also like, that was only like 25% of the time. Usually just get hit in the head, or whatever they threw at me would probably land, because I wasn't that Timothy. I was not Ultra Instinct Goku. But those are like simple movements. That's like, no, Kaiser had to go from a shooting position to immediately pivot into midair, pull his feet up, and then perfectly line up the bridge area of his foot to bounce the ball perfectly to stall it in midair. That's impressive. That's all. He's kind of stole some of Nagi's tech there. So that's very, very impressive from Kaiser. And I love the perspectives Nomura is drawing here. Like, I know I always just like, oh, I'd be slopping off Nomura in terms of his artistic quality, but Nomura, he has amazing perspectives too. Like, and Kaiser's usually a one where you see a lot of these perspectives. Like, I love it. You see his foot is pretty much in part of the background, and then you see his hand is so far in the foreground and overlaps the panels. Like, Nomura's really, really good at like manipulating the space and like showing how dynamic these panels and images can be. Like, that is really, really good stuff. Like, it takes artistic creativity to draw things like this. I don't talk about it as often. Shock horror, I'm that guy with the pencil, but I don't talk too much about like art and posing and stuff like that, because I'm not realistic, I'm not that good at it. And I do have a degree, but it's not an art, unfortunately. So like, I'm not the most knowledgeable person to speak on it, but when I see it and it really catches my eye, like this dynamic pose right here, I'm going to call it out because it's just amazing. Let's see. And he bounces that ball. He is like, he's like folded in midair too. Like, you got to realize he is hunched so far forward that this light tap of the ball that literally, seemingly enough, only has gravity supporting it in terms of like bringing it down to the ground. There's no actual force. The fact that the ball is now right next to his head is a testament to how flexible Kaiser is too. Once again, just amazing spatial awareness and fantastic body control. That's like some next level stuff to be doing. But let's see. Nice, you bought us some time. Cut off his shooting angle. All right, he's got nowhere to shoot. Remember the last time people said he has nowhere to shoot? This is the same man who scored through what? 6 people? It was Shigiri, Rayo, that one dude, that other dude, that third dude, and the goalie. Don't ever, and I mean ever, say he has nowhere to shoot. Not Kaiser. You can say that about anyone, maybe not anyone else, because Shido's also crazy. But then again, Shido, ironically enough, despite Shido and Nagi having like super crazy, insane goals, they don't have, like, I'd say feet-wise, the most impressive goal is Kaiser's goal against Manshine, because he literally scored through 6 people. Like, usually what makes Nagi and Shido's goal so impressive is also their spatial awareness combined with their body control, but usually they have a mostly clear shot. They're not a whole bunch of people in the way. But no, Kaiser Impact went straight through 6 people. Just straight on through. Like, half the team, over half the team was there and still couldn't stop Kaiser Impact. Meanwhile, they have the goalie and Aiku, and you're telling me that he can't shoot? I'm not sure. Oh, wait, no. All right, he's got nowhere to shoot. Yeah, like, I think that's a little bit arrogant. That's a little bit bold. And I don't know. Y'all should reconsider what. Think before you speak. I guess that's the nicest way to put it. Let's see. My job, prevent shot. No. What? Is this man superhuman? How do you even do that? How do you even do, y'all, you know how crazy this is? Kaiser is in midair. I can't demonstrate it because my camera angle is not wide enough. I'd have to back up outside the wall to properly show you. But Kaiser's like this. And he, in midair, before he hit the ground, like, I'm not sure how long you guys can maintain airtime, but I can stay in the air for like a second, if that, if I jump my full height. So before the second was over that Kaiser had to hit the ground from this position, and no, bro is probably barely a foot off the ground here, Ryu comes in and Kaiser just rolls on his back. Like, he had to throw himself. Well, maybe Ryu helped a little bit, but no. To even get to the position where they could be back to back like that, Kaiser would literally have to throw himself in midair. He pulled like a JJK Toji move where he like flipped in midair when he had no means, no reason to support the fit. Is that human? Is that possible? Like, I know a lot of blue lock shots or saves or anything like that, they're based on things that have actually happened in the real world. Has something like this actually happened in real life where someone went from, like, I can understand doing this if Kaiser was on the ground. Like, I could get, like, quickly flipping. Like, I've seen people do that before, where they're, like, go from standing, and then they'll go into, like, a side flip or a back flip. Like, I've seen that before. But no, Kaiser threw himself to the right in midair. Huh? Like, what? Kaiser's him. Like, how can you, like, this is so, it's so engineered, bro. What I'm falling for the engineering. No, don't. Is he about to pull a Shido, dog? Is he about, yo, he's about to pull a Shido, bro. He's about to pull a sheet. He's about to bicycle kick it in through Aiku, bro. No, he's not. And he's got the he got that thing on him. He got that thing on. He got that thing on him. Know what I'm talking about? No, I'm talking about. He got that thing on him. He got them eyes. The eyes of the beast. The predator eye. Bro, really dropped the backflip Kaiser impact. The backflip off the back of RU Kaiser impact. What? Benchus. German for nutmeg. What? The backflip into the nutmeg into the goal. Y'all. I'll need time. Because I really love some certain other goals. I really, really like some certain other goals. I really do. Trust me, I really do. But, like, he scored. The goalie, like, the goalie was, this was not a scenario. This was not a scenario where it's viable to say that the goalie, like, I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming Kaiser scored here, though. This may just be the best goal in Blue Line. But the only reason it isn't like removing my bias, if I had to say like the top two goals previously, if I'm removing my bias and why I don't like Inagi's goal and why I don't think he should have got it from a narrative standpoint, because I think it goes against his character development, all the stuff like that. If I remove the bias from that, the 5-shot volley should realistically be the best goal in the series, because it beat 2 Metavision users and was crazy. Like 5-shot, like the spin on the spin with the Death Eagle, like all that really, really cool. And with all my bias, Shido's bicycle kick goal was crazy too. Like come on now. Like that was really crazy too. But sure, from a sheer physical, like doing a backflip into a goal is one thing. Being able to spin on like one's foot and like consistently like boop and like kick and move is another thing too. And score. But to leap into midair, trap the ball, bounce it, flip in midair onto someone else's back, and then as you have fallen off the person's back, reeling back with your leg and proceeding to bicycle kick nutmeg through the best defender we've seen in the entire series and score it's crazy. So crazy, in fact, this chapter is worthy off of that. Like it has to be. It's it. You know what? You know, I don't usually pull this out. But like, y'all, it's that crazy. It's that wild. That goal was that wild. But Kaiser's now easily a top 3 character for me. Just like, I love the last 2 Kaiser impacts, but no, that goal is crazy. Easy peak chapter. Goal 2-1. A Kaiser impact that not only nutmegged the defender, but this guy actually did it off a bicycle kick. Yep. The high level Lorenzo doesn't even have a mouth. He's so stunned. A player's rapid evolution. This guy destroyed all that with just 1 shot. Look at the terror. Look at the confusion, the hatred. Yo. Let's see. Kaiser is this game's ultimate game changer. You darn genius. No matter how rapidly other players evolve, in a manner befitting a Kaiser, which is an emperor, in a manner befitting an emperor, Michael Kaiser silences his rivals with a single shot. As the game moves past the opening stages, this is still the opening, the battle begins to become the game's protagonist ratchets up even higher. W chapter. That's the end. What's the next chapter called? Oh, we're on break next week. No! Next chapter is called Take Me. Take on me. But chapter's peak. The goal. The goal. Like, forget the rest of that. I don't even care about the rest of the chapter. Like, the logical analysis of Isagi and passing and how it doesn't actually destroy his character. Forget all that. I don't even care about any of that. That's peak too. Just the goal. The goal is peak. And Kaiser's probably now number 2 favorite character. Off that goal alone. And he probably now has my favorite goal in the entire series. But I'll have to think on that one. I'll definitely have to think on that one because I like the context behind Shido's goal a bit more. But still, chef's kiss. Wonderful chapter. However, of course, that's what I think. Please what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the notification bell to miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon level, so as low as $1 $1 a month, getting exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dago the Pencil, writing off.